Hello, I am Vicky Manitou Okas. Welcome and thank you for joining me today. Um, it is January, and so I have brought my sustainability and resiliency projects into the house for the time being. So I came across some really good deals on some produce at the grocery store. So we're going to do a few projects with that produce. When I found a really good deal on ginger at the grocery store, they had a big tray of it at the on the discount rack for much less than what I normally pay for ginger. I had to take advantage of it. So I ended up with enough ginger to make fire cider and to make ginger honey. And right now, I saved back a little bit because I do not trust with the world climate right now that the ginger and the turmeric are still going to be coming into the United States. So I'm getting ready to grow a little bit of my own. So I saved back several pieces of root. Some of it I'm just going to store out of the way, but I'm going to plant one ginger and one turmeric. Now, these pots are not big enough to grow it in, but they're big enough to get it started. So I have this one is labeled ginger. This one is labeled turmeric. I've cut a hole in the bottom of it for drainage, and I am going to go with, I planted ginger as an experiment last spring just to see what would happen. So it worked for me, so I'm going to start it now in January. And I did some research and did a plant profile on the ginger, and both ginger and turmeric, and they're both basically done the same way. So it is not recommended that you plant grocery store ginger and turmeric because most of the time it is treated with a growth inhibitor. So you can soak it, you can either experiment and take your chances, or you can soak it to remove that growth inhibitor. Or where I get my ginger at the grocery store, it doesn't seem to be treated. So it's got little tiny growth points. You see that right there? Okay, so I've got several. You see it better on this one. Okay, so you can see that it is already starting to grow. So that's a good sign. But I'm going to take this little piece and just push it into the soil. And I'm going to take a little piece of turmeric, and you can see on this one, it looks like there is a little growth point that is starting to grow. Let's see if I can find a better one. I've saved several back that I thought would grow. Okay, right now this one is the one that looks the best. So I'm going to do the same thing with this. It's got 2 or 3 points that look like they're starting to grow. So I'm going to press that into the soil like so, and then just cover it with a little bit of soil. Just a standard potting mix for this. Cover it with about 1 inch of soil. And eventually, I'm figuring 2 to 4 weeks, or maybe as long as 6 weeks, I should see growth popping out of that soil if they're kept in conditions that it likes. Now this soil is already just a little bit damp, so I'm going to leave it as it is. Okay, but because you want to keep both ginger and turmeric slightly on the dry side until it starts growing. I am going to watch this to make sure that soil stays moist, but I don't want it soggy. So I'm going to set this out of the way for a few weeks and see what happens. Well, it has been a fun day in midwinter with resiliency practices, and I hope you enjoyed yourself today. But I'm going to take the little bit that's left over and stash that in the back room somewhere where I'll keep an eye on it, and maybe plant some more ginger in maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and we're just going to see what happens. So thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you at Delectable Tiny Gardens, a meeting place for people that are looking to develop resiliency in tiny spaces. So anyway, enjoy, and we will talk to you later.